Aries, welcome back for your July reading. Let's have a look at what you guys are dealing with. Okay, just off the bat, I want to give you guys a heads up if you don't already know. Try and look at astrology because what's coming this month is going to be fairly heavy. I won't get into it too much, but the one thing I would say is be super cautious around the 26th of July through to the 19th of August. If you are needing to sign a contract or start something new, you know, until that aftermath of that, I would be super cautious about that. That's about the only thing I will say in this video because I'm plotting through everything. And I feel with your energy, a lot of what's coming through is you feel super rushed. It might be an agitated feeling. You feel you're under the pump somehow and you've just got too much, you're feeling vibrations, you're feeling too much is going on. Now, just to give you a heads up how many planets retrograde, this may be why you're feeling some of the energies of what you're feeling. And again, go through to someone you trust to look at your chart, but directly speaking, some of these cycles are connected to past tense life. Now, when you look at that, it will be a commonality happening in a theme or an aspect of a block that was past life. So by breaking that link, you know, you can change that cycle in your life. So if it comes to money, you can actually spiritually break that link by changing your mindset. If it's connected to relationships and a similar dynamic happening, again, address those areas. These key areas are going to come up where you're going to have that heightened intuition connected to it. So it'll physically be something that you're feeling is a commonality, you know, within your life. Just trying to tune into your chakra card. Now, I wasn't surprised really when I saw this. Okay, your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra may need to be balanced. Now, this is something that you're going to have to be really pulling a lot of energy from this month. And that'll be trying to keep everything going in a creative format. It can be that certain areas of an unhealthy nature are blocking you from going forward. This could be your ego connected to finances. It could also be your emotional trigger points that are really blocking you or pushing you. So just be mindful that, you know, fatigue, the diet, be careful to pay attention to the diet in relation to this area and try and get outside and do some walking, because the sacral chakra, if it's feeling balanced and healthy, it's going to be firing on all pistons, so to speak. So to do meditation, you can meditate on sacral chakra, and it's about 417 hertz. But there's different frequencies that'll tune into this area, but you can use food, aromatherapy to balance it, and or exercise, plus the diet as such connected to those areas. I believe it's probably the food groups of a particular colour, which could be pumpkin, etc. But Google it and see. I'm still working on it on the website, and it should be there later when I get 5. Okay, now I'm going to interrelate this into your reading because, like I said, you've got a fairly hectic month. Now, in your general life, you're going to be focusing on a situation where there was a feeling of separateness within connections. Now, this is everywhere. This will be where passion wasn't there, where love wasn't there. This can be in your working sector, in your romance sector. Couples or singles, regardless, these areas are going to be highlighted for you this month. Where there was, where there wasn't. Where you had passion, where other people didn't. You're also going to be looking at, you know, knowing that people might be at a financial level, either you or another person, you know, manipulating in the cash component. So be careful connected to that. You know, are you feeling that money gives you power? Again, it is a vibration, and again, it could be, you know, just in general, maybe what has been learnt from childhood that goes through. It doesn't have to be that, though. I mean, this is the general part of the reading. It can be that you feel some people are trying to push you in a certain way or make you be something that you feel you're not. But again, is this to do with something that you're passionate about? Because if you're passionate about it, you wouldn't have these questions in your mind. So, you know, you might feel you're passionate about something, but you're not getting the money out of it. And maybe that's what universe is trying to show you, that maybe this is not the right time yet. That, you know, question yourself, do you have the passion for this situation, or is it directly a block and you're using it as a mechanism to hide behind what you are and what you're not passionate about? Sometimes our blocks in our life can be that we tried something, and this can be in relation to work or romance, that we're doing something because it looks on the 3D correct, yet spiritually speaking, it's a safety. And definitely Saturn's going to be pretty harsh with us, saying, no, we need you to look at that. So the internal work is healthy. And I was talking to Jen about this the other day. Look, if you're having a trigger point, yes, it's healthy to meditate on that area for no more than 5 minutes. If it's a purge and you're having a tower moment, the emotions that go through are going to take a lot longer. Some of these wounds that are coming up, yes, they're old wounds, but they've never been purged. So they will come up in emotional trigger points that are quite heavy, like it happened yesterday. So it's not in ego that you're going through that. It's through ego. You prevent yourself from doing that. So I feel the movement in that area will be a lot more fluid. Your manifestation abilities will be better if you can deal with these direct areas. Now, some of you might be super fertile this month, so pre-warned. You do also need to be super careful, because I do believe around certain planets, you know, a lot of sickness can come up. So be careful about taking precautions on the fertility level. So, you know, if you're not wanting a baby, or, you know, again, STDs do come through with some of these planets retrograde. A lot of them, you know, was when certain areas came out and they were heightened and pandemics were there. So just around that time, you know, be careful this month. Take extra precaution. In your family life, you're going to need to be quite grounded and centered. It's going to test you, but you're going to have to be. You're going to have to be patient and realize where you do need to let go of things, and also be super aware that while you're going through these vibrations, everyone collectively and emotionally is going through these emotions. What are you carrying that is too heavy within the family? Is it a responsibility? Is it a connection of a disposition of being higher than them, even if you feel vibrationally lower than them? It's something. It's letting go of the old attachments and reshaping the family unit into something different. But I do feel, and being centered this month within the family is going to trigger you, because you're going to have a hell of a lot on your plate. I mean, look at all these hats. You've got one hat, but look how many hands. You've got too many balls in the air at the moment. And it's interesting because, you know, your crystals and your clarification is smudge ceremony. You're going to need to keep your passions balanced, because there's too many things up in the air, and it might be trigger points that you're indulging in order to cope with this, when really you need to take more natural techniques to handle this very heavy energy this month. And here's one of them within the family. Try and find joy. Try and look at it in a different way. You still can have passion towards your family. Be the fly on the wall. As my girlfriend would say, family can be interesting. Grab a bag of popcorn and watch the show. Now, you're not feeling, financially speaking, again, and the bribe factor was there in the general energy, you're not feeling safe within a financial area. Now, it can be that you're selling your soul to the devil, so to speak, emotionally. And this will be, if this is relevant, this is where you will spiritually be feeling you're killing yourself for your job. So, you know, change that frequency, change the mindset, and start painting a picture of how that could be changed. You know, not necessarily apply that energy right now, although you can start making slight changes to current situations to make that vibration a lot better. And also feel deserving of the cash, so that you're not creating that same frequency. Look, and again, with signs, it's 50-50. Some energies within that zodiac sign might have that situation super refined, where you're careful to take particular jobs and you're just discerning between what is a correct job for you and what's not. Others of you just feel that you have bad luck connected to it, and you have been manipulated in previous situations. So you're very careful about where you give energy to. And I'm really being shown many of you do need to be very careful about your time management this month. Now, within your relationships, it may be that, you know, you may have some outings with your partner that are full of pleasure. It can be that you're seeing people, that you're traveling. Some of you might be traveling during this time. Again, do be careful with your tickets. If you're purchasing tickets and you're traveling, preferably buy them before a certain time and travel after August. But if you have already booked it and you are going, preferably you're going before the 26th. But it's going to be what it's going to be. It just can mean that sometimes there can be, you know, make sure you've got your insurance. Make sure that you have your ticket printed and you've got your ID with you. Take the extra time to do the legwork, because, you know, with planets retrograde like that, it can cause areas in that area more so. So more missing tickets or problems. Okay, it may be for a funeral you are going, or an anniversary of an ending as such is coming. And again, this can be within your relationship. It might be physically that it's for some of you who are widowed, it's an anniversary. For others of you, it's showing that this energy of the person is there and you still feel directly married. But it can be that it feels like a cycle within the relationship has changed and you're coming into a more evolved state within the relationship. But for some of you, it will be, it's a past tense energy I'm feeling. But if it's a current energy, condolences. If it's not, it can be the transformation within the relationship due to love not being there. But it can be because the passion wasn't there. So you can change that energy and that frequency depending on how you apply the energy. If you feel it's salvageable, meditate on that situation right now. 9 times out of 10, retrograde shows you the very truth of situations depending on what planet they are. And it can be that you are really going through aspects of ascension and spiritual change. Now, your sacral chakra can co-create and mass create, you know, positive energy within your relationship, but you need to move through that energy before the spark of the ignition can come back into the relationship. Now, your crystal. I step forward with joy and enthusiasm in my life path and shine brightly before me. Visualize life purpose, amplify joy and bliss, improve ability to speak up. And you did have the throat chakra. Creative ease, cultivate ease, process all that is happy around and within. So you've got to feel it inside and out. And in the moment, a lot of us are actually doing the internal work, and that's why you may not feel vibrationally connected. So it could be a passed over loved one that has triggered this vibration coming up this month. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the relationship. It could physically be an internalization of something coming up which is directly impacting the external. Okay. Some sense of a change within the relationship is going to have to happen as well. So for couples, it's like change is happening. The passion is there. You know, use your throat chakra where you need to, but keep it tame and let the healing happen. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Singles, you're not letting healing happen. You're not getting it. Okay. Have the faith that moving forward is the best thing. Now, moving forward can be just you. It doesn't have to be not going towards your goal, connected to a person or connected to your intentions and goals. But it is about actually spiritually clearing your energy and coming to a place where you're healed. But you need to understand that some sense of change had to happen, and this retrograde period is assisting with that factor to transpire. It can be making you very angry. But through that passion, turn it into a passion. Because with the sacral chakra, you know, the exercise, the passion, getting yourself involved will ignite that chakra to help you be able to get to the light and the clarity within the situation. Now, it's a fake sense of entrapment. So you're feeling you have no power in a situation, but you do. Yes, some things are out of your control, but that's where the ego directly comes into it. You know, by removing it, it gives you more clarity. So by mid-month, you may feel you have more clarity connected to that, where you can start disconcerting between what was a block and what is a reality, so that you can actually apply your own personal energy passionately to move towards that goal. And yes, it can be that this is connected to, you know, someone you deeply, deeply love, but definitely with Mercury retrograde, it's causing a bit of dynamics. You know, you're unsure who is and who isn't right for you, and you do need to really just meditate on that at this point in time. And so I'll be really careful about who you're giving your energy to. Now, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. I will, as I said in the other videos, try and come back mid-month to do mid-month videos. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys soon.